बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। और कुछ सुनेंगे या? तो आप लोग पहाड़ी हमेशा सुनते हैं, इस बार थोड़ा सा कुछ अगर अलग सा करें, एक कुछ फ्यूजन जैसा सुनेंगे। तो ये इसमें थोड़ा सा एक हल्का सा जैज़ का भी एक फील है, स्विंग जैज़ है।
Good morning, everybody. The program will start in another 10 minutes. Dear students, please mail the questions to feedback@msrit.edu. The web links are posted in www.msrit.edu/2020. The program will start in another 10 minutes. Dear students, please mail the questions to feedback@msrit.edu. The web links are in www.msrit.edu/2020. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. On behalf of the management, principal, faculty, and staff of Ramaya Institute of Technology, Bangalore, I extend a very warm welcome to all the first semester students of B.E and B.Arch and their parents who have joined online to this virtual inauguration program to mark the commencement of the first semester classes. Respected dignitaries and the audience, I request all to please rise for the Ramaya anthem. Seated. With the blessings of Almighty and with the blessings of our founder chairman, Dr. M.S. Ramaya, we will begin this program. I now request the principal, Dr. N.V.R. Naidu, to deliver the welcome address.
Very good morning to you all. Bowing to the lotus feet of our beloved founder chairman, Dr. M.S. Ramaya, who is blessing all of us from heaven. I am taking this privilege of welcoming all of you on behalf of Ramaya Institute of Technology for this virtual inaugural function of the commencement of the first year B.E. B.Arch classes for the academic year 2020-21. This inaugural function supposed to be in the first week of August 2020. But the outbreak of the coronavirus has caused problems in the functioning of all countries of the world. Health, medicine, education, business, economy, etc. all are affected very badly. At present, every aspect of local and global education suffers from the crisis of COVID-19. During this pandemic also, Ramaya Institute of Technology has been conducting online classes from the day of the lockdown and conducted online and offline examinations successfully, satisfying all the SOPs laid by the government. In addition to this, RIT has developed the use of e-course materials, video lectures, and provided them through the importers and other means to all reachable students. In this juncture, it is my privilege to highlight the evolution of Ramaya Institute of Technology. It was August 1962. 15 years passed since independence, and the country was passing through the critical phase of adolescence. Our motherland was adapting to the developing technology, and there was a great need of professional personnel to contribute to this growth and take the country forward. Very few people had sensed the indication of this great relevance to the nation in establishing technical institutes of higher learning. Then came the visionary who had absolute clarity and foresight. He is our beloved founder chairman, Dr. M.S. Ramaya, who established the Gokula Education Foundation, and under its aegis, M.S. Ramaya Institute of Technology was established. The journey began in the year 1962 with two branches of engineering, mechanical and electrical, and the institute grew by leaps and bounds, and currently 13 undergraduate programs, 15 postgraduate programs, and all the departments are recognized as R&D centers affiliated to the Visvesvaraya Technological University. His illustrious sons, under the leadership of the eldest Dr. M.R. Jairam, have been continuing the great family tradition of service to mankind through engineering and medical education. The honorable trustees of Gokula Education Foundation have continuously expanded the service in 28 different fields of education: engineering, medical, dental, pharmaceutical, law, management, public policy center, including Ramaya University of Applied Sciences, spanning from KG to PG and PhD. Today, the name of Ramaya Institute of Technology has become a synonym for quality education. RIT is built with the strong spirit of our great founder chairman, Dr. M.S. Ramaya. It is relevant on this occasion of admitting the 59th batch of students to overview some of the significant features of this temple of learning. We have the best human resources. All the faculty members are educated in the reputed institutes numbering to 380, out of which 210 are PhDs, 140 are pursuing the PhD, and others are postgraduates. Our faculty members got many awards at the national and international level. The infrastructure facilities are world class, spanning over 1.5 million built up area. This is the only institute in Bangalore city to obtain the academic autonomy in the year 2007 for all its UG and PG programs from the VTU and University Grants Commission. All the academic programs are accredited by NBA, and the institute got accredited with A grade by the NAC. RIT is one of the 14 institutions in Karnataka state participated in the Technical Educational Quality Improvement Program Phase 1 and Phase 2, an initiative of central government funded by the World Bank. An excellent centrally air-conditioned spacious library with digital library facility caters to the needs of the students. The placement center is doing excellent job to place almost all the students. The campus is Wi-Fi enabled, fully automated examination system, web-enabled student information system accessible for both parents and students, proctoral system for students mentoring, collaboration with national and international universities, institutes, and industrial organizations, the tie-up with Boeing International USA being the recent addition. And to enhance R&D activities at the institute, 3 centers of excellence have been established, that is Center of Imaging Technology, Center for Advanced Material Technology, and Center for Cyber Physical Systems. Apart from all these, RIT has an excellent supportive environment to encourage students in co-curricular and extracurricular activities through a full-fledged cultural department, entrepreneurship development cell, and NSS. Ramaya Institute of Technology has secured the 59th rank among the top 100 engineering colleges across India in the recent NIRF ranking survey 2020 by MSRD. Also, RIT has been ranked 65th by the Simago University Institutions Ranking India 2020. It is with this background that we are all meeting virtually here today to inaugurate the first year B.E. B.Arch classes for the academic year 2020-21. It is my earnest duty to welcome you all. I now feel privileged to welcome today's distinguished chief guest, Sri Tallam Venkatesh, President, MSRT Alumni Association. Sri Tallam Venkatesh is an alumnus from the first batch of Ramaya Institute of Technology, Mechanical Engineering in the year 1962. He has been involved in many of the activities. To name a few, he is a trustee, Vasavi Vidya Niketan Institutions, trustee of Vandana Child Welfare Trust, founder trustee of Lions District 324 D1 Service Foundation, Subhadra Tallam Radhakrishna Charitable Trust, trustee of Karnataka Arya Vaisya Mahasabha Charitable Trust, and trustee of Vasavi Sharada Women's Hostel. He is a former treasurer of Karnataka State Cricket Association. He is a progressive Melvin Jones Fellow, the ambassador of Goodwill Awardee, the highest award that a lion can obtain. He is a life member of Karnataka Small Scale Industries Association, member Karnataka State Cricket Association. He has widely traveled around the world, USA, Europe, Japan, Singapore, Canada, Middle East, China, Australia, and Egypt. He had been involved in several social activities through Lions Club and RIT Alumni Association. Sri Tallam Venkatesh sir has many more achievements. Due to shortage of time, I have limited a few only. I welcome you, sir. Now I request our Honorable Chairman, GEF, Dr. M.R. Jairam sir, to welcome and felicitate the today's chief guest, Sri Tallam Venkatesh sir. Thank you, sir. I am delighted to welcome Dr. V.K. Atre, former scientific advisor to Rachana Mantri, Director General, DRDO, and Secretary, Defense Minister, and eminent member of our governing body. Dr. Atre sir worked in India's Ministry of Defense in various capacities for 24 years. He started his career in DRDO as a principal scientific officer. Subsequently, he became the director of the Naval Physical Oceanographic Laboratory, the chief controller, and finally led the organization as the Director General, scientific advisor, and secretary to Defense Minister from the year 1999 to 2004. During this long period of dedicated service, he designed and developed sonar suits for surface ships, submarines, and air arm of the Indian Navy. Under his leadership, DRDO has successfully developed the defense electronics and systems. Dr. Atre is the recipient of the prestigious Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan Award of the Government of India. I welcome you, sir. I request our Honorable Vice Chairman, sir, GF, and Director, RIT, Sri Amma Sitaram, sir, to welcome and felicitate Dr. V.K. Atreya, sir. Thank you, sir. It is my honor to welcome Professor B. Krishnappa, former principal, Ramaya Institute of Technology. Institute has been a tremendous growth during his tenure, that is from the year 1989 to 1998. I welcome you, sir. Now I request our Honorable Secretary, GEF, and Director, RIT, Sri Amma Ramaya, sir, to welcome and felicitate Professor B. Krishnappa, sir. Thank you, sir. As we progressively move ahead, crossing every challenges, we seek guidance and inspiration from leaders, those who empower others. I am greatly honored in welcoming our Honorable Chairman, GEF, Dr. M.R. Jairam sir, who is a visionary. He envisaged long back about the importance of education and research. Dr. M.R. Jairam sir, who is the father figure of all of us, and he has set new heights for academic excellence at RIT through high-value contributions. He has provided the best-in-class infrastructure to create a conducive academic environment. Sir, we are extremely privileged to have you in this function. I welcome you, sir. A leader is one who leads the leaders. It is my privilege to welcome our Honorable Vice Chairman, GEF, and Director, RIT, Sri Amma Sitaram sir, former Cabinet Minister, Government of Karnataka. He is very well known for his kindness and social service. He is a dynamic leader and his contribution to the society is immense. Under his pragmatic leadership, RIT is consolidating its position as a leading technological institution of international repute. We are all privileged to have him here. A hearty welcome you, sir. I take it as a pride in welcoming our Honorable Secretary, GEF, and Director, RIT, Sri M.R. Ramaya sir, a compassionate and kind-hearted person who is guiding us with a great affection in all our activities. He is an efficient and effective administrator. Sir, personally, I pay my respects and welcome you to this function. I wholeheartedly welcome our Honorable Chief Executive, GEF and Engineering General Sciences, Sri B.S. Ramprasad sir, an experienced and knowledgeable person who is working tirelessly in order to keep up the academic standards of our institute. I welcome you, sir. I welcome Dr. Rajdan sir, Principal Advisor, Quality Assurance and Excellence Cell, GEF, for this inaugural function. I also welcome Dr. Govind Kadambi, Pro Vice Chancellor of Ramaya University of Applied Sciences. I welcome you, sir. I am very happy to welcome our Chief Finance Officer, Sri G. Ramchandra sir, Dr. C. G. Puttappa, Vice Principal, Dr. Archna Madam, Registrar Academic, to this inaugural function. I hereby welcome all our esteemed members of Academic Council and Governing Body who joined this virtual inaugural function. I also welcome all our special invitees, HODs, faculty and staff of the Institute present here and joined online for this virtual inaugural function. On behalf of Ramaya Institute of Technology, I extend a warm welcome to all the enthusiastic parents and guardians who are also our stakeholders for this virtual inaugural function. We are greatly indebted to you in bestowing so much of confidence on us and admitting your children. We are assure all safety and good quality education and employment to your children. My dear young entrants, we have the unique privilege of entering the portals of this great institute as 59th batch. Let me welcome all of you for this virtual inaugural function, the management, faculty and staff of RIT, and also your parents expect you to behave and learn to become outstanding engineers and architects. Never be casual in our performance. I welcome all media and IT personnel to come over here to cover the proceedings of this inaugural function and stream the same through social media. Once again, I welcome you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Light symbolizes brightness and prosperity. It removes the forces of darkness and gives us positivity. Goddess Saraswati is a symbol of knowledge, music, art, wisdom and nature. With this noble thought, let us start with the lighting of the lamp. I would request all the dignitaries on the dais to light the lamp and inaugurate the first semester classes. Thanks to all the dignitaries. I now request the chief guest of today's program, Shri Talam Venkatesh Sir, to deliver the inaugural address.
A very good morning to all of you. It will be nice if I have a response. Good morning. Thank you. Protocol has been established by our principal, so I am not going to repeat the protocol. However, I would like to say Dr. Jairam, the chairman and dignitaries on the dais, and all the dignitaries and others who are associated here. And I would like to make a special mention about Dr. Athre and Mr. Krishnappa, Dr. Krishnappa. I feel humbled because I would like to say a few words in front of them is an honor for it by itself. Krishnappa was one of those who taught me electrical engineering, and also we had family relationships in the sense we knew each other well before we joined the college. So I would like to say that, first of all, let me say, let us have the blessings of the founder, Sri M.S. Ramaya, and start the proceedings. Friends, I would like to say to all those who are on the virtual meet, a hearty welcome to all of you, including all those freshers who are here with their parents. We are in the fag end of 2020. We should be wishing each other a happy new year 2021. But I am sure all of us would like to forget this 2020 as soon as possible, because it's been something that has affected our life in an unprecedented manner. You know, it has changed the lifestyles, it has changed the way of our living, and little did we realize that we will get into the virtual world so soon. I am associated with a number of organizations, the Chamber of Commerce, the Lions and others. We have got used to this virtual meets, and I think that's the way it is going to close us. Most of us wear masks because we can't even see or recognize who you are. That's the kind of a situation we have become. And I would like to say that this pandemic has, in fact, not only made us suffer, but also taught us some lessons. Some kind of a discipline has got to be there. You have to maintain the social distancing, you have to wear the mask, and then you don't mingle in too close to each other and things like that. These are the things that we have learned. At the same time, man has been told, this is all you are capable of. It's nice to see that a lot of countries or a lot of individuals are vying themselves to find out a vaccine which can get us out of it. In fact, I remember my younger days, when I was 7 or 6 years old, we used to be scared of the smallpox and chickenpox, So we used to get vaccinated, and that was something great. And every year after year, they used to vaccinate our hands also. So I see that is being repeated. Little did we realize that we are going to also go through this. I think it's a lifetime experience, and especially for the youngsters, probably they will remember it forever. Because we thought that we have gone through all this process, and there is nothing that could bother us or hamper us in our life. But anyway, that's the way it is. My request to all of you, please follow the SOPs. And if educated people and people like us do not follow it, who else will follow it? On the television and media, you see people getting together so close and then enjoying food and other, greetings and other things, which is not good for our, population. So we have to learn the discipline wherever we are, and we have to see what you are going to do. Friends, I am addressing those who are going to join as freshers. You are entering into a campus which is already described by our principal, but to me, who is a first batch engineering graduate from this great institution, I wish I was born 40 years later or 50 years later, so that I could have enjoyed the privileges what are available today here. And that's the way it is. We used to see Mr. Ramaya moving around in our campus in the 60s, 62 to 67, and buildings were coming all over the place, and then it was virtually a challenge for us to come to this institution also. But when I see this now, it's a dream come true. I have been the president of the Alumni Association for the past 20 years, and I have seen what kind of a transformation it is going on from year on to year. Thanks to the wisdom and the foresight. Ramaya was a visionary. Normally they say that a visionary does not have children who are visionaries, but you have got a battery of people here who are visionaries. I think it's a blessing of the God. And I would pray to God, say that let them give the strength to the chairman, vice chairman, secretary, and all the trustees of GEF, a long life and the same kind of a dedication. In fact, when I was quizzing with our chairman, I said that who would contribute 100 acres of land for educational institutions on which we are all located here? That looks at the magnanimity of not only the founder, but also his progenies. I think that's the way it should be, a kind of a lesson for others. You may have plenty, but to share that plenty with others and then derive that enjoyment is something that is very difficult to know these days. They have done what you call as a benevolent management, I would say. Whenever, see my own experience, whenever I have gone there for any reason, especially with the vice chairman, he has always said, he has never said no. In fact, people who accompany me say that, sir, what kind of a magic you have over these people, sir? We are able to say, for anything you say, they are saying yes. Well, I would say that it is probably the single-minded devotion, and it is not me alone. We have a battery of warriors, who are adoring the position of the, office bearers and managing committee members of the association. In fact, only a few days back, we had the luxury of inaugurating the campus that we are going to have, in the sense that we are going to have a alumni association building just across, and that too it is situated in a corner which is holy for us. That's probably they say that, and water is going to come there in plenty. So I think we will also look at all the people who come there. The building is going to house about 12 rooms where children and their parents, when they come to visit here, can stay there and then enjoy the surroundings and the place. So this also has happened due to the magnanimity of the GEF. They gave us 3,000 square feet of this one, and on the day when we were announcing it, the vice chairman whispered in my ears, "Tallam sir, don't worry about it, we'll build the building and give it to you." Thank you very much for your magnanimity, and I look forward for your support to see that the dream comes true. Well, incidentally, we are going to seek not only from the first year students, but from all the alumni who have been here, who have got benefits of it. The association has done its own what you call a squirrel's way. In the Ramayana, you know that how Hanumanta was doing all the work, but it is a squirrel that said that I will bring in these little pebbles and then see what can be done. We have done all that we can do, whatever our imagination could do, and all the people who have supported us. In fact, right from feeding a child, you would be surprised to know that whether an engineering institution would have a midday meal scheme. We have a midday meal scheme, free bus passes, and to gold medals, and then scholarships for the needy. I think this is something that has been possible for us. It is because of the wonderful support that has been given by the institution. Friends, it is not a fact that it's not just for sake of talking about that. Since I am an alumni, I praise about it. But the kind of a transformation I have seen in the past 55 years is something amazing. We were probably thinking that if I look at the present facilities, we were primitive in those days. But that's the kind of a transformation you have seen. It is not only in the external infrastructure, but the internal infrastructure also. We have jumps of doctorates, the faculty and others who are heading the institutions, who are very devoted and very, what you call as interactive with the students also. In fact, when I came to this institution, subsequently when I became the president of the association, little did I realize that we would require the kind of assistance that we are giving to engineering students. That shows the transformation the country has gone through. The middle class never had higher education. Now the lower strata, farmers or the villagers, what you call, also have an opportunity. It may not be very surprising for you to note that people who have come here have come with an income of 5,000, 7,000 rupees annual income. They have sent their children here and they have been accommodated. This is where we came into the picture, and then we said that let us support them in merit cum means scholarship, a library for them and whatever it is. And a lot of people have been helping us also in doing this. I would say that this is like a temple. The temple is giving not only the curricular, the co-curricular, the extracurricular activities, all of them are available here. And that too, whatever in plenty also. And whenever I come here, I see the atmosphere so homogeneous. Of course, the institution has gone through some, tough times. And I don't think I see any chance of it to return back. And I would say that it is going to be something on the rise. Of course, this COVID-19 situation and the way technology is influencing us is something unbelievable. We thought we never see it. In fact, when I was in the United States, if I had to get a telephone call, it would take 1 week of effort from Bangalore to get a telephone call to Phoenix. Now today, by a fraction of a second, you can contact anybody in the world. And even that also is getting outdated in the sense that you are getting artificial intelligence. Intelligence itself is being questioned. So we used to use artificial intelligence saying that artificial intelligence, but today it is artificial intelligence, machine learning and whatnot. I think the institutions also have to gear up for this. In fact, a few years back, when somebody brought me a prospect of a foreign university, American university, and asked them, "Uncle, you have been there in the United States. Can you help me out in choosing it?" I said, I can't even find head or tail out of it, because the diverse way and specialization has reached such garangutan levels, it's difficult to imagine what could transfer in so many times. I'm sure this is going to be a change or a challenge for the management and the teaching staff, because I know that teaching staff also have gone through the process, but for them, they have got to get qualified themselves so that people who come there for their teaching also should get that confidence that what they are teaching is relevant. So it's a challenge for the teaching staff also. Now that you have virtual classes and physical classes also, I really, it is difficult for me to imagine, because what I have gone through in my years is nowhere comparable to what is happening here. Well, gentlemen, I would say that a lot of people have been, touched by the association. The merit cum, the merit cum means scholarships are the ones where we have given 100% fees, and we expect that all those people who have benefited also would come back to us and then contribute in their own way. Like I said, the squirrel was doing it for the crossing of the Rama to the Lanka. The same way they could also do it. But I said that you don't have to do it immediately. You can do it after 10 years after your completion, so that you have settled in your life and then you are able to definitely contribute their might. Because we have to teach every one of our children. A lot of parents are here, a lot of professors are here, a lot of intellects are here. We have to tell our people also, like what this family, MS Ramaya family, has done. You have plenty. You give, God will give you more. I'm sure they are never impoverished. They have been growing also in their businesses and whatever ventures they have done. So art of giving is something that we have to teach our children and then see that they practice it also. Friends, I would like to say, those who are entering, discipline is something that you have got to learn. When you come here, sometimes I get a feeling that I have seen 3 generations now. This next generation or the one that is coming in here, I do not know how to talk to them or how to even converse with them, because that's the kind of a thing it is. They go to Google search and they are more informed than the professor who is there. So I can see the pitiful thing of the professor. If he is not equipped, what kind of a situation it will happen. So I would like to tell you have all the settings of a great institution. Once you come here, I am sure you will improve your performance. And I would like to also tell you that once you have come to this institution and graduated, you are the people who are the wealth makers of this country, engineers especially, and now that too in the computer science and the various sciences that they have developed in the recent. First of all, have pride in yourself. You have to have the pride that you are an engineer. You have to have pride that you are an MSRTN. You have to have pride that you are an Indian. And then you have to say you are a part of it, part of the world. Because that's the way it is. It's no longer a small country or something like that. The world is in our fist. You can travel anywhere you want. You can get whatever you want in a jiffy or in a second. So it is necessary for you to get in here, think about not only yourself, think about the country, think about your family, and then see that you learn the technology and improve your knowledge and discipline. I think the way of the life will be innovation. You have to innovate yourself and then find out of new ways of continuing your life and new ways of businesses. Traditional businesses are going to go for a toss. Today, e-commerce is the way we are talking about. Anything you want, you go to the website and then you indent for it and then you can get it. The transformation of even the monetary things. For us, we never knew how to use a plastic card. When I went to United States, that's the first time I saw a credit card and saying that, gee, using a plastic card you can get a loan. That was the kind of a feeling it was, but I think it has become a part of the society. So it is necessary for you to respect your family, your parents especially, who have contributed a lot for your education, and you are going to sacrifice for the next 4 years before you graduate yourself. So learn to live with this virtual reality, learn to live with the present day pandemic, and see that you conquer the world by your own contribution. I would say that God bless you, let you be the best of the best students in the country, especially MSRTNs, and then bring glory to the management, the staff who have done it, and all the others who are involved. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. I would request Dr. V.K. Atre to address the gathering and the students.
Mr. Chairman, other dignitaries at the dais, and Ramaya community, faculty, staff, incoming students. At the outset, let me welcome the new students coming onto the campus. You are entering the campus in a very unprecedented time. A time where all of us argue that we want to forget the year which is about to end and usher in a year which we hope will be much happier than the one we have just left behind. But before we forget the year which is about to end, I would like you to ponder over a few things. Why did we get into this pandemic? The world has seen several pandemics, but nothing like this, not because it's very dangerous or spreads faster than the other pandemics, but if you look at all the analysis that has been done till today, the main reason why we got into this pandemic is because of the anthropocentric activities and the way we have treated the environment. In one analysis, it clearly shows that we have encroached upon the habitat of all the other beings to increase our habitat. And hence we have come very close to the nature where we shouldn't have. The first thing. These kind of endemics are going to increase in numbers because of the way we have encroached upon the environment and the way we are reducing the biomass and the way we are the so-called developmental of humanity. We have created a beast which we are unable to control. That's the first thing. The second thing is this virus is hardly 100 microns diameter. And look at what it has done, how it has evolved into something which we all want to forget. But there is a silver lining. If you look at the amount of scientific work that has been done on this pandemic in the last 8 to 10 months, it has unprecedented. The only time when technology and science grew as fast as what was during the Second World War in the 30s and 40s. Two things come out. One is collaboration and cooperation. Can you believe a dozen vaccines being ready to go for trials, let alone they be successful or not, within a span of a year and a half? Normally it takes about 10 years. So science has created a platform for collaboration and cooperation among the people. It is something positive. The other positive thing which has come out of this pandemic is that though we anthropocentric activities do create such disastrous events, there is a scientific basis on the technological know-how it could sort out the problem. That is where technology counts. The science today and the technology today is not for science sakes. Yes, it's very important to know about nature's laws. But today science and technology is how it can be used for the good of not only of humanity, but of the entire environment. That's what's being used. But closer to us, there is something much more important. For the last few years, India has been evincing interest to become a world power, a fully developed nation and a world power. A country can become a world power only if it becomes an economic power, not necessarily a military power. Military power will also help, but economic power. And that economy fundamentally depends on science and technology, because science and technology are the engines which drive the progress and prosperity of a country. And all said and done, the present scenario on the government proposals is to make India as self-reliant as possible. We have been talking about self-reliance for the last 30, 40 years. I recall in the 90s, Kalam and others headed a committee where we wanted to convert the 70-30 import to export, this indigenous content to reverse to 30-70, which we didn't achieve that. But today again we are looking at it because the time we seem to be serious, and most of us could be cautiously optimistic on what we are going to do. If we are going to do that, we have to become a technological power. How does one become a technological power? First of all, we must build outstanding academic institutions. If you don't build outstanding academic institutions, you can't develop technology. Why do we look towards America, or Central Europe, or Germany, or China, or Japan? Because they are outstanding academic institutions. Just step back and think. If Stanford was not there, Silicon Valley wouldn't have been there. So can we convert our so-called indigenous Silicon Valley to the real Silicon Valley? If you have to do, you're on the right at the hub of that. And so technology counts. But to develop technology, it's not enough just if you gather knowledge which is already available and assimilate the knowledge. You must be able to utilize them, and as the previous speakers they pointed out, innovation. Can India innovate? Because the next decade will decide whether India is going to become a $1 trillion economy, whether it is going to be the third largest economy, as you must have read in this morning's paper, overtaking just behind China and US. China is going to overtake US. If you have to do that, we have to invent, innovate, and industrialize. If you don't do that, our dream for becoming a fully developed world power will just stay that, a dream. So to do that, we need academic institutions. And you are entering an academic institution in Bangalore which has set a trend, set a model. I have been involved with it for now a decade. Yeah, okay, we are not an IIT. Fine, we are not a Stanford, we are not an MIT. But we still educate youngsters who can achieve, innovate, and produce technology. That's what your goal is. In fact, the pandemic is going to set back us for 2 or 3 years, and by the time you graduate, you are just about to enter when the economy is going to debouch out into a much faster pace, and you must get prepared for that. To prepare that, it's not enough if you have a bookish knowledge, which you are going to gain anyway. But to see how best you can learn to think, how best you can create a purpose for doing what you want to do. And that is what this is all education about. And knowing what happens in this comment, in this campus, I am sure the faculty and the facilities and the management here is going to provide you sufficient opportunity to become innovative engineers. But irrespective of what the campus teaches, finally it's you who is going to decide what you want to be. You want to succeed because you will succeed if you want to succeed. You get disciplined if you want to get disciplined. This campus is going to provide you the environment, the information, the guidance, the mentoring necessary. But finally, what is going to make India great is that each individual can produce the best they can. There's one important few lines in Gita which I would like to quote. It says, Uddhared Atmana Atmanam, Atmanam Avasadayat, Atmaiva Hatmeva Bandhur Atmaiva Ripuratmanaha. What does it mean? It means one can become one's own friend. One can become one's own enemy. One can rise oneself up by one's own deeds. So that's what you are going to learn on this campus. Not just technology. If you learn just information and knowledge by itself is not much of a use unless you convert it to something useful to the society. And this campus, as I know, provides you the right kind of atmosphere to do that. And I do hope that the 4 years you are going to spend here will not only define your career, but perhaps define what India is going to be in the years to come, pandemic or no pandemic. God bless, good luck.
Thank you, sir. I now request Professor B. Krishnappa, sir, to address the students.
Good morning, everybody. Very good. I don't know how I place myself to talk to you. Only thing is that I was the first electrical engineer to be appointed in this institution, 1962. I had no experience of the teaching. I was just out of the electricity board, it was called. I was junior engineer, and I was our great visionary, Dr. M.S. Ramaya, appointed me. And he said, you know, when I met him, he said, don't worry, I will take care of you. You be a good teacher, benefit to the students, and do good work to the institution. So these are the words till today I remember when I met him. So in that way, a sort of an encouragement he gave to me to become a very good teacher. I think I myself claim a good teacher. I was, you know, some of the, in fact, my memory goes back to 1962, and some of the students were more aged than me, because it was started in the second year directly, and those who are working also, they come to the second year to pursue their B.E. mechanical engineering. And when it was started only, the institution only 2 faculties, electrical and mechanical, was started only. Now you see what a phenomenal growth of the institution. It is about 14 or 15 subjects are taught here, and you are very fortunate to join the institution and pursue your studies. My request all of you to is, always think what theory you study here, where the application, what can we do with this theory, and that is the type of mind you must develop. And there are good opportunities in this institution to develop all the faculties. I think it's not boasting myself in these things. Last year, about 6 months back, I applied for a patent, and it is under process. So therefore, for learning process, there is no end. Therefore, you have got now opportunity to develop your knowledge, and always think this knowledge where I can use for the society. And that was where you have to apply your mind and see that you become a good engineer, a better engineer, best engineer. So with this, I congratulate all of you for having chosen this institution for pursuing your studies in engineering. May God bless you.
Thank you, sir. I would request Shri B.S. Ramaprasad, the Honorable Chief Executive, to address the audience.
Today's chief guest, Talam Venkatesh, our Honorable Chairman, Dr. M.R. Jaira, Vice Chairman, M.R. Sitaram, our Secretary, Shri M.R. Ramaya, Shri Krishnappa, eminent scientist and honorable member of our governing council, Dr. Atre, our principal, esteemed faculty, friends, and dear students. This is indeed a rare privilege and a honor to address young aspiring engineers who have joined this great institution. As we all know, this institution has been founded, built, nurtured, and rooted in creative vision and noble aspirations of the founder, Dr. M.S. Ramaiah. This institution over several decades has grown by leaps and bounds, and today RIT is an institute of national repute. We have achieved academic excellence, technological advancement, and exhibited our commitment to serve the society at large. This is a tribute to the leadership vision of our chairman, vice chairman, trustees, and the management. We have also added a feather to our cap. That is, we have achieved 59th position in NIRF. But I would like to emphasize here to my colleagues that this is of course an important milestone in our journey, but it's a beginning. It's a work in progress. There is a lot of ground to be covered for us to be counted globally as an institute of international repute. This is extremely important. Though this is a virtual mode, all of us here, we do feel amidst us the presence of our invaluable asset, that is the students. Therefore, I would like to place on record my deep felt best wishes, greetings to the students who have reposed faith in us, in Ramaiah Institute of Technology, for shaping their higher education aspirations, career, and in fact the life. Of course, though it looks repetitive, we need to also again and again emphasize on COVID situation to draw some of the lessons for future. Education, the future of education, especially engineering education, has been experiencing some kind of uncertainty like never before. Our youngsters have been put to a kind of a long confinement at their homes, which has played havoc on young minds. Suddenly, our youngsters experience this shift from exciting in-class experience to the on-screen kind of lectures and demonstrations. That exciting college experience that every engineering student looks forward in his life, which will be full of seminars, athletic meets, the cross learning among the peers, this cultural exchange, and all that, now it looks like a thing of the past. This is indeed a very worrying time for all of us. But I would like to assure, as the chief executive of this institution, that the students and parents have made a right choice by joining this institution. We will go all out, do everything possible to help the students, extend a helping hand to facilitate, equip them to face all these challenges and shape their future career. Engineering by technology by definition is application of scientific principles to life situations. This is what our students have to very much realize. Now, just think what would have been the situation in these COVID times without internet and the technological tools that we have access today. So technology is a great enabler. It's a new language. It has brought revolution even in the gloomy this COVID times. And therefore, our students have to realize that as future engineers, they have remarkable, enormous contributions to make. Therefore, they have to make best use. They have to see the brighter side. They have to make best use of the situation. They should take advantage of this modern state-of-art infrastructure we have. We have academically accomplished and helpful faculty. Students have to proactively have access to these facilities. And not only that, we have a wonderful environment, ecosystem here. There are so many institutions. We have very good resource expertise in sister institutions, and our students should proactively access these whatever we have, and it will be wonderful experience for them. I would not like to take much time here, but I would like to emphasize one thing, that it is a huge challenge for our faculty also. They also by now must have realized that their lives have changed. They have to, work extended hours to make the online teaching really effective. As they say, jury is out. So you will be judged for the effectiveness of your teaching capabilities. Post-COVID, still you have bigger responsibilities. The blended learning can be adopted. It has very good possibilities. It has flexibility. You can also a little bit curtail the teaching learning sessions so that it can, you can compensate the loss of this time, and then also you can, in an innovative way, make the life of the students much better, and your offline classroom can be made more interactive, experiential learning can be inculcated, and there are so many possibilities. I take this opportunity to appeal to our faculty to do their best to help the students. Ultimately, finally, I am sure our students have that energy, that indomitable spirit in them to overcome these all challenges, and they will come out with flying colors. With these words, I would like to close my address. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, sir. I now request the Honorable Vice Chairman, Shri M.R. Sitaram, sir, to address the gathering, students and their parents.
Good morning to all of you. Invoking the blessings of the Honorable Founder Chairman, Dr. M.S. Ramaya, and Almighty God, I welcome all the freshers who are entering the portals of this great institution as the 59th batch for the first year B.E. Bachelor of Architecture programs. Let me first of all emphasize that the trust, after being established by our late father, our founder of this institution, on those days when the private initiative and educational institutions were very, very, very little. From there on, he has taken us to a step where we could evolve ourselves into any sort of direction. And after his passing away in 1997, the GEF under the leadership of our chairman and all the trustees, we have encountered a lot of structural changes and cultural changes between 2000 to 2020. And today we are at the helm, and I am proud to say that all of us in the trust and the people who are here, the chief guest Mr. Talam Venkatesh, Dr. Atreya, Professor Krishnappa, and our principal, our CE, and all the HODs and the teaching faculty, we have all been working day and night for the past many years, for which we have been ranked as #1 college in Karnataka which is imparting quality technical education. And incidentally, we are also the 59th out of the 1071 educational institutions accredited in our country. This is no mean achievement, but also this is a step where we have to now maintain, then improve. So this takes a lot of more efforts. It's not that we have done it today, but to maintain that and then to keep on progressively stepping steadily one after another. So I take this opportunity to also tell all the faculty that you have to pull your socks up. You have to rise to the occasion. The children who are coming here are of extremely intelligent backgrounds, and the rankings they have got in this, to be lucky to get their seats in this institution, your teaching will be a challenge to them every day. So if you don't update yourself, if you don't prepare yourself well for the classes, I'm afraid you'll be slowly being sidelined or left behind. And on this occasion, I thank the parents and the children who have opted for this institution, because you are entering this institution which is the best. Of course, IITs have got a name, but I'll say that we are no less than any IIT, because we have got the best of infrastructure, best of the human resources, best of the commitment and dedication, because our vision and object has been to impart quality technical education to the children of this country. So for that, our teachers have been doing a great job, and we have got a lot of time-tested practices, mechanisms in this institution. And for one thing for the parents and the students to say is, we have got this mentoring system called the proctorial system, where a student of 15 to 20 students will have one proctor who will be their friend, philosopher and guide for the course of their 4 years of stay in this institution. And during the orientation programs, you will be introduced to all these things. And I will once again say that the Gokula Education Foundation, under the leadership of our Honorable Chairman and all of us, because the Chairman, the Secretary and myself, we are always available most of the time, from morning till evening in the campus. And for the parents and children who are entering our corridors today, you are always, of course, you got the principals, the HODs, your proctors, everybody to address your problems. But in any case, you can also come to us with any of your small problems also, so that we could attend to that. With these few words, I also once again welcome all of you to the portals of this institution, and wishing you all the best. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request the Honorable Chairman, Dr. M.R. Jairam, sir, to deliver the presidential address.
Surrendering myself to the divine, the chief guest of today's function, Mr. Thallam Venkatesh ji, the pride of Karnataka, a great scientist, Dr. Atre ji, my brothers, the Vice Chairman, Mr. Sitaram, Mr. M. R. Ramaya, the Chief Executive, the Principal, Dr. Krishnappa, the second Principal, the longest served Principal of this institution, students, teachers and dear students. The year gone by was the darkest year that we have seen. I hope in this century, this will be 1 year which we'll forget. However, it is a big challenge for all of us, all over the world. So we are moving from darkness to light, and the new year is just dawning, and all of you students from all over the country are coming to these portals of this education institution. I would like to spend some time with you, because this is the time when the country has announced the national education policy. They have visualized what the education should be. Where should our knowledge emphasis be given? How we should take and make our country a country of innovation and knowledge, and make this also a country rich and having a 5 trillion GDP in the next 10 to 15 years. These are the goals set by the government of India. So we are part of that. Let me assure you, you young boys, I think this is the first time that you are entering in such a changed world. This is a new world as I see. The new vision I see. The people are looking to a greater things to make this country more prosperous and a very strong country, and you are going to be part of that. My dear students, I think we are also changing with this change of education. We are determining ourselves, we as a organization here, imparting of knowledge, we are trying to place ourselves as a innovative and a teaching university or a institution. Innovation is going to be the dominant part of our knowledge system, which is going to be imparted to you. As Mr. Atre has already said, that the knowledge that you have been able to acquire, if you are going to have innovation, that is the wealth of the country. So you are going to be here, and you will be judged at every time and every time of your 5 years or 4 years that you are going to be here. You will make you as a good, innovative engineer, good engineer, a knowledgeable engineer, who is in par with anywhere in any country in this world. So I would like to be equal. We don't want to be people with less graded. I think we are proud enough to say that we have the good infrastructure with us, good faculty with us, who have very high knowledge, and we have been given the ranking in this ranking framework, we have been having almost one of the best 50 engineering colleges or institutions in this country. In few years' time, we are also getting into the world ranking, and I'm sure that either we'll be in QS ranking or with Times. So we'd like to be placed. Anybody in this, our student coming to this institution should be aware, the world should be aware of where this student is coming from. That is a pride that you should have, and we are doing everything possible to make you to be there. It may take a few years, you may see it, or your youngsters may also be benefited by this. But our goal is to be in par with all the institutions, the great institutions of this world. It's a big thoughts or wishes that we have. We are trying our level best with a lot of humility. I would like to tell you that we are trying our level best without wasting even a time to make this happen. Please come, be with us, get the knowledge, and be a part of this developing nation or developed nation. And when you leave these portals of this institution, be an alumnus, and I think you have to tomorrow take the ownership of this institution. I've seen most of the world, all of the world, it is the alumnus which drives these institutions. You have to be very active. You have to develop these institutions, donate to these institutions, and make it part and parcel of yours. Tallam Venkatesh, today he has been the first student of this college, and he is very proud that there is an institution, there is one building being set up for the alumnus where you could be a part of that developing institute. So there's going to be a lot of interactions for a very, very long time. So you are not going to leave us. We are not going to leave you, and you are not going to leave us. I pray God to give you that knowledge. Please take that knowledge with all devotion. Devotion is which makes you to be humble, which makes you to acquire knowledge very simply, and which makes you a greater man. The more humble you are, more greater that you are going to be. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would request the Vice Principal, Dr. C.G. Puttappa, to propose vote of thanks.
Good morning, distinguished dignitaries on the dais, invitees, guests, parents, students, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a great pleasure and profound duty proposing vote of thanks. We would like to place on record our heartfelt thanks to Sri Tallam Venkatesh, President of Alumni Association, MS Ramaiah Institute of Technology, for accepting our invitation to inaugurate these first year classes of Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Architecture, and delivering the inaugural address. We express our sincere thanks to you, sir. We express our deep sense of gratitude to an eminent personality, Padma Vibhushan awardee, Dr. V.K. Atre, former scientific advisor to PMO and member of our governing council, for accepting our invitation and addressing the students, sharing the thoughts and inspiring words. Thank you very much, sir. We'd like to express our sincere thanks to Professor B. Krishnappa, former principal, Ramaya Institute of Technology, for his gracious presence, addressing and blessing our students. Thank you very much, sir. We express our heartfelt thanks to our Honorable Chairman, Shri Dr. M.R. Jairam, Chairman GF, for presiding over this function and delivering presidential address. Thank you very much, sir. We place on record our sincere thanks to Honorable Shri M.R. Sitaram, Vice Chairman GF and Director Ramaya Institute of Technology, for gracing the occasion, addressing the parents and students. Thank you very much, sir. We express our sincere thanks to Honorable Shri M.R. Ramaya, Secretary GF and Director Ramaya Institute of Technology, for gracing the occasion and blessing our young students who are entering the portals of this institute. Thank you very much, sir. We express our profound thanks to Shri B.S. Ramprasad, Chief Executive, Engineering and Science GF, for his guidance and support in organizing this program. Thank you very much, sir. So we also would like to express our profound thanks to Dr. Razdan, Dr. Kadambi, and G. Ramchandra, CFO of our institute, for gracing this occasion, for accepting our invitation. We express our thanks to the invitees and guests for gracing this occasion, and also those who are watching this live stream on the YouTube, our inaugural function. We thank sincerely the HODs, section heads, faculties, and staff members for their help and cooperation in organizing this function. We express our sincere thanks to Principal Dr. N.V.R. Naidu for his leadership and guiding in organizing this inaugural function, virtual streaming on the YouTube to the parents, students, and also other people. Thank you very much, sir. So we express our thanks to the technical team and program committee for making this function a grand success. Thank you, every member of these teams. Thank you very much. Last but not the least, we express our heartfelt and sincere thanks to the parents and the young students who are entering into our portals for participating in this program and watching us. Thank you very much. We express our sincere thanks to those who have extended their help directly or indirectly in organizing this team. I thank once again everyone. Please take care and use absolute caution. Stay safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Dear students and respected parents, please note the next session of the orientation program will start at 12:45 p.m. Please use the same link on YouTube and the Facebook. Thank you very much.
Check, mic check, 1, 2, mic check.
Any questions, send to feedback@msrit.edu.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to the post-inaugural session. We have with us Dr. Archna, Registrar Academic, to give us a brief introduction on the autonomous rules and regulations. Dr. Archna is Registrar Academic of RIT. She is the professor and head of the department, Chemical Engineering. She has done her PhD in Chemical Engineering with a specialization in Chemical Engineering in 2009 from Punjab University, ME in Chemical Engineering from Punjab University. She has worked as lecturer from October 2000 up to April 2000 in the Department of Chemical Engineering in Haryana. Worked as a lecturer in the Department of Chemical Engineering, RV College of Engineering, Bangalore till April 2007. Worked as an assistant professor and subsequently associate professor in the Department of Biotechnology, MS Ramaya Institute of Technology till April 2007 to July 2010, and then currently heading the department in the Chemical Engineering since October 2014 till date. Madam has started working as Registrar Academics at MSRIT since December 2018. Dr. Archna has worked as a part-time lecturer in the Department of Applied Sciences, University of Technology, Papua New Guinea from June 1997 till July 1999. She has got various publications in international journals and national journals to her credit, which holds more than about 40 journals in international and national level. Ma'am, I'll hand over the dais to you.
Thank you for that introduction. I wish a very good afternoon to all the students and the parents who have joined online with us for this inaugural program for the first years, for the batch 2020-21. A warm welcome to all of you on behalf of our management, principal, staff, and faculty. I start with this small presentation for all of you, which highlights the rules and regulations under our autonomous regulations for the students. So let me start with the mission and vision of the institution that we have laid down for the students, and why we have laid this mission and vision is so that the students from the first day they enter the portals of this esteemed institution, they start working towards it along with the faculty. So if I read the vision of the institution, it reads to be an institution of international eminence renowned for imparting quality technical education, cutting-edge research and innovation to meet global socio-economic needs. And the mission of Ramaya Institute of Technology is imparting quality technical education and establishing research clusters and making students to indulge into collaborations with various globally reputed organizations, also developing their innovative skills. With this mission and vision, I would try to brief all of you that Ramaya Institute of Technology is an autonomous institute. When I say autonomous institute, we have been given autonomy by the university, which is Vishwesvaraya Technological University, and the autonomy which has been granted to the institute is in terms of designing of the curriculum and the evaluation system. So we follow the credit system here at this institute, and the program duration which is there for all of you if you're joining the B.E program is 4 years, normal duration, and in this duration you have to cover up 175 credits. If you're joining for the B.Arch program, the duration normal for the course is 5 years, and you have to cover up 260 credits, which have been given by the Council of Architecture. And the maximum duration which goes for the courses is 8 years for the B.E program and 10 years for the B.Arch program. The number of semesters which you cover are 8 and 10 respectively. This is your credit breakdown, which has been given by AICT and then approved by VTU for the B degree program. If you look up into this slide, which is projected for you, in the 8 semesters, there's a breakdown which has been provided for various categories under which your whole curriculum has been broken down. You would be studying certain subjects which are related to your basic sciences and certain subjects related to your engineering sciences, and the next category which goes there is humanities and social sciences, and majorly what you study, the branch which you choose. Based on that, you would have certain professional courses and certain professional elective courses which would be taken up by you. And if you look at the total credit contribution there, it is the maximum for these courses because they are pertaining to be for the course which you have specifically chosen for your graduation. And then you study certain open electives also. These open electives are interdisciplinary, so they would be offered by various branches in the institute, and student has a freedom to choose any 2 courses, one in the 5th and one in the 6th semester respectively. And then the other part which is covered up by the student for the overall grasp of the subject knowledge is project work and internship in the required area. Now when you say internship, the institute encourages students to take up internship in the industry or taking up certain scholarship sponsored projects with foreign universities. So they are both covered under your internships. The total credits which you take together for your 8 semesters is 175 for a B degree program. This is a small pie chart which shows you how the breakup is there, and if you see 45% is for your professional core, and that is the major contributor for the curriculum. The curriculum which is designed for the students is majorly by taking inputs from the industry, and you have board of study members which are a mix of people from academia and industry, and these people who are coming from the academia, they are not from other sister organizations or from inside the department. Major contributors who are there are from various IITs, Indian Institute of Science, and various CSIR labs, so that the curriculum can be well designed to be delivered to all of you. Now, if you look at for the course in architecture, the B.Arch program is totally of 260 credits, and again, the categories which are taken care of here are humanities, arts and science, basic architecture, and professional core electives, and again project and internship. So if you look at your 9th and 10th semester, the major credits which you're covering there, they are for your project and internships. So it's all a practice which makes a man perfect. So here we have the architecture course is designed in such a way that all of you are given enough practice so that when you jump into the field, you are all ready for it. Now the academic year structure, how these things are administered to all of you, the odd semesters, the even semesters, the duration is 19 weeks for all the regular semesters, and the odd semester goes from August to December, although we are delayed this time because of the pandemic. So we are starting in December, so you can work out. We'll have to run a little faster also because of the government instructions that we should have a quick semester with the first years. But see, the academics would not be compromised on that. So we have already displayed your timetables and schedules, so we might go up to May now. And we have first, third, fifth, 7th semesters for the B program, and 9th semester in the odd also included for the architecture program. And then for the even semesters, which runs from January to May, we have again the duration as 19 weeks running for 2nd, 4th, 6th and 8th semester for the B program, and for the 10th semester also for the architecture program. Apart from these 2 regular semesters which we have a supplementary semester also existing for the students who are unable to cope up and fail to get the required credits which are required for their vertical progression, which I talk in my subsequent slides about it, they are given another chance to register for the courses, which is a quick semester, which is called as your supplementary semester, running from 6 to 8 weeks between June and July. Now, this is an opportunity extended by the institution. Now, I'll just explain that being an autonomous institution, we follow this credit system. What is this credit system? If you look at a credit, it means that 1 credit, if it is a theory course, it refers to 1 hour of teaching per week. And if it is a tutorial, 1 credit refers to 2 hours of teaching per week. If it is a laboratory, again 1 credit refers to 2 hours of laboratory practice per week. So down I have given you some examples there. Say a course is there which is of 3 credits. 3 is to 0 is to 0. Now that means first digit is for a lecture, the second digit is for the tutorial, and the third digit is for the practical. If you see there, I have put L is to T is to P. Now that means 3 credits is for the lecture. So that means you are contacting a student 3 hours per week. And when I go to a next example, that is 3 is to 1 is to 0, that means a student is going to have 3 hours of lecture with 2 hours of tutorial session per week. If you go to the last example, which is there, 3 is to 0 is to 1, it means that you are having 3 hours of lecture and 2 hours of laboratory session for the course. So when you are looking at your credits, the hours are planned accordingly. So here, when we follow this credit system, it makes things a little easier for a student and for the faculty to plan the timetable. Now, when we start with the semester for the students, this semester commences with registration. So a student is provided with a registration form, and the student registers for all the courses. Once the student has done the registration, he starts attending the classes. After attending the classes for roughly around I would say 4 weeks, first test is given to the student. Now this whole process which I have depicted in this chart is presented in the academic calendar also for the students. So the dates of the test 1 are already planned in the academic calendar, and the student undergoes this test 1, which is called as your internal test for continuous internal evaluation. Now, if the student wants to drop a course, this is a time when a student can drop the course. So the dates are again specified in the academic calendar when a student can drop a course. Dropping of course would not lead to any marking in the grade card for the student. So a student once drops the subject or a course for a semester, he should also check that the minimum credits which he has registered should not fall below the permissible limits. Then the student progresses to test 2, which is scheduled again after another 5 weeks time for the student. In between these 2 tests, certain other activities also would be planned for the students towards their continuous internal evaluation. And after test 2, a student is again given a chance, if he is unable to perform, to withdraw a course. Now for withdrawal again we have certain conditions. 60% of attendance should be there, plus a student should have written 1 of the tests out of the 2. Then a student is eligible to do a withdrawal. But withdrawal would be reflected into your grade card. Now, as far as your semester end examination is concerned, which comes at the end of the semester, there is an eligibility for a student. That is, a student must have 85% attendance and 40% marks in the continuous internal evaluation. Once a student gets this eligibility, the student can attempt the semester end examination. After that examination is over, 50% weightage is given to continuous internal evaluation and 50% is given to semester end examination, for which our controller would be giving you tomorrow more details about how the evaluation process goes. And then the results are declared. Now, this is how we start with the registration of the courses. If you see towards your right on your screen, you see the registration form. That registration form is the one where you fill up all the subject codes, the subjects, and I think we have posted all the details on for the first year courses for you on the website. Please look it up, fill this, and fill up the term based on the academic calendar. So once this registration form is filled by you, all the students can send this detail to the respective departments. Because we are doing everything, whole process is going online, you will not be physically present. So we cannot have these documents from you physically. When you report to the college, you can bring a hard copy of it, or you can report to your proctor who's allocated to you and do the needful. Presently, you update all this information to your department website. You can check www.msrit.edu/2020. The details are provided there. Now, if we look at your first semester, B.E and B.Arch program, all of you have been divided into 2 cycles because you're 1200 in number. So we have divided you into physics cycle, chemistry cycle. The departments which come under the physics cycle are your computer science, electronics and communication engineering, instrumentation engineering, chemical engineering, medical electronics, and information science. The departments which come under chemistry cycle are your mechanical engineering, industrial engineering and management, telecommunication, civil engineering, electrical engineering, and biotechnology. Now, for online teaching, what we have done is we have clubbed some of the departments and formed the groups. That's why you're seeing those numbers there, 1, 2, 3 for the physics cycle and 4, 5, 6 for the chemistry cycle. I will provide you the details in the subsequent slides for this. If you see here in this slide, you will see that the section which computer science and engineering students are into is A and B, and electronics and instrumentation is into E, but they have been put together for the online teaching into group 1. Same way, electronics and communication engineering and chemical engineering have been put into group 2. Medical electronics and engineering, information science and engineering have been put into group 3. Mechanical engineering is completely all the 3 sections as group 4. Industrial engineering and management, electronics and telecommunication engineering, biotechnology as group 5. Electrical and electronics engineering and civil engineering as group 6. Architecture, it would be taken separately. Now these online classes for these groups, the links would be posted on the website. So kindly be in touch. These are the courses which you take up in your physics cycle. You have engineering mathematics, you have engineering physics, elements of mechanical engineering, basics of civil engineering and mechanics, basic electronics, environmental studies, Kannada, engineering physics lab, and workshop practice. Presently, we would not be conducting online lab sessions, but yes, theory classes would be starting for you for the theory subjects. And if you see there, Kannada is a mandatory course now from this year onwards. It's a mandatory course introduced by the university and all the engineering colleges, whether autonomous or the affiliated colleges, everybody has to follow this. So the physics cycle students would be taking up Kannada this semester. So the students who have not studied Kannada would be attending classes to a course called Kannada Kali, which is an introductory course for the students on the Kannada language. The students who have studied Kannada would be taking up a course which is a little advanced and a literary course for the students, that is Kannada Manasu. The chemistry cycle students would be taking up engineering mathematics, engineering chemistry, Constitution of India, professional communication and life skills, basic electrical engineering, fundamentals of computing. These will be the courses, engineering design. These will be the courses taken up by the chemistry cycle branches. Now, if you look at, there is an asterisk mark which is coming up for many of the courses, that is Constitution of India, and in the previous slide for the physics cycle, it is environmental studies. So these courses are non-credit mandatory courses. Next is your first year courses for your B.E architecture program. If you look up, you have, again, if you look up, Kannada is a mandatory course there for the B.Arch first semester students who are joining us, and they will have to undergo the other courses like basic design, building materials, architecture graphics, history of architecture, architectural structures, art in architecture, communication skills, and measured drawing. So with all these courses, please kindly fill up your registration forms and then post them to the departmental website. Now, if I look at the assessment, how the assessment is done for the students, you have two categories there for assessing a student during a semester for his or her academic performance. One is that we take up continuous internal evaluation, another is semester end examination. The more detailed is your continuous internal evaluation, where you have internal tests, assignments, quiz, surprise test, etc. designed by your faculty. But in this breakup, internal tests 1 and 2 are mandatory for all students. They have to attend these two tests. Apart from that, assignments, quiz, surprise test, or any other kind of model making, any other kind of assignments which faculty would design depending upon what course they are handling to assess the students. Internal tests are generally conducted for 30 marks, whereas the other components are given 20 marks. The total marks which are given for the continuous internal evaluation, they are 50. Same way, semester end examination, again it is conducted at the end of the semester for 100 marks, scaled down to 50. And the total grade is calculated based on how you have scored in your continuous internal evaluation and semester end examination. So this is the detail which I have put in for you, what I spoke in just now. 30 marks from the tests, that is they will average out whatever you've scored in test 1 and 2, 20 marks for the other components, and minimum, that is thing to be noted by all of you, the minimum marks for you to get the eligibility for semester and examination is 20 marks in your continuous internal evaluation. And for you to pass a subject in semester end evaluation, the minimum marks which are required is 40 marks out of 100. Now this is something which has been introduced new by AICT. When the 175 credit scheme was started, they have introduced this new part which will make students to contribute more towards the society. So they have introduced these activity points which a student has to earn while the student is on the campus for the 8 semesters. So a student who is entering for a 4-year degree program has to earn 100 activity points apart from the total 175 credits which the student is getting. Now these activity points will be reflected in the final year, the final marks card of the student. The student can spread these activities across the semesters and then take care of collecting the 100 points. These activity points are nowhere connected to your calculation of CGPA or SGPA. So your grade points are not affected by this, and they are not even affecting your vertical progression. That means moving from first year to second year or from second year to third year. So you are confining yourself only to the activity points, which is more like a societal contribution of a student while he or she is studying the 8 semesters. But if a student fails to get these 100 activity points, then there is a trouble. Then the 8th semester grade card will not be issued. It will be issued only after earning the required activity points. So for the award of the degree, these 100 activity points needs to be earned by the student. Another thing which is available now with the students from the 18-19 batch onwards who have been admitted, the university and AICT have given a benefit to the students that instead of just getting a B.E degree, they can have a B.E honors degree, for which a student should have a minimum CGPA of 8.5 and no F grade from first to fourth semester. That means for the first 2 years, you should get a CGPA of 8.5 and should not have any F grade. So once you have that, then the university encourages you to take up 18 to 20 credits on a virtual platforms. Virtual platforms of teaching are your NPTEL and SWAYAM courses. These courses, out of the courses which are given for various branches, the Board of Studies of the university would select some of them. Those courses which would be announced for the students, and the students can take up 18 to 20 credit courses between their 5th to 8th semester, so that they can get an honors degree after their graduation. And for this they have to pay a very nominal amount to VTU and register with VTU only for the honors degree. Now there is an attendance requirement, as I stated in the previous slide also, for all the students. 85% is the mandatory attendance requirement. Even when you are attending the classes online, we are monitoring your attendance. So kindly make sure that you maintain the requirement there. If a student is participating in sports, cultural activities, certain workshops, or is doing some presentation at a conference, representing the college at state, national or international level, then in those cases a 10% condonation can be given to the student by the principal. Now I stated about vertical progression. This is something which is very mandatory for all of you to know, because if a student who's studying in the first year fails in more than 4 subjects, that means a student is having 4 F or non-eligibility grades in first 2 semesters of first year, the student will not be able to progress to second year. Similarly, if a student is having more than 4 F or any grades in the 4 semesters of first and second year, will not be able to progress to third year. A student who has earned all the prescribed credits of first year and is not having more than 4 F or any grades in the third and second year of the program will be given eligibility to the fourth year. So you should have cleared your first year for you to be eligible for the fourth year. And there is no credit requirement to move from odd to the higher even semester, next higher even semester. But for others, from even to the odd next, that means from first year to second year, these are your requirements. So kindly make sure that you do not end up in such a situation. Now, if a student fails to secure a CGPA of greater than equal to 5 on 3 consecutive occasions, or a student who fails to complete the program within the maximum stipulated duration, which is 8 years for the B.E program and 10 years for the architecture program, a student is given non-fit for technical course certificate and sent from the institution. This is what we expect from a student. Each student shall conduct himself or herself in a manner befitting his or her association with the MSRIT. We want you to have good human values, courteous behavior on the campus, inhibit from ragging, follow the regulations of the institute, and bring fame to the institute. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So that's one saying which we follow at MSRIT. Our management, faculty, staff, everybody is with you if you want to reach heights. But if you want to go very fast, quick, have certain targets which cannot be fulfilled in these 4 years, then you have to go alone. Thank you all, and I hope all of you have a very good stay at MSRIT. Any complaints, anything, you can provide us a feedback and we will answer your queries. Thank you.
Parents, if you have any queries, please post it in the website. Go to the website. There's a feedback link given, which is feedback@msrit.edu. You can post your queries and it will be answered. With this, we close the morning session. Afternoon session starts at 2:15 p.m. With the department orientation, and the department orientation link is provided in the website. Please go to www.msrit.edu/2020 and the respective department orientation web link is uploaded. Please access the appropriate web link to get into the department orientation. It starts at 2:15 this afternoon. Tomorrow morning session starts at 9 a.m. The same link which is given for the inaugural session is the link to be accessed for tomorrow morning 9 o'clock session. Thank you.
Rakesh Chaurasia.
Mr. Zakir Hussain.
Jean Couillet. Thank you very much. A special hand for our sound maestro Mujib Dadarkar, and on the monitors Erwin. Thank you for accepting, because I never get chance to play with him.
It's other way around.
He never invites me, so I'm going to make the most of it today. Rakesh Chaurasia ji is one of the finest young musician of our country, India, and has a great bloodline. His uncle is his teacher. His uncle's name is Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia, who is a great flautist, so it's great to play with his uncle first and now play with the nephew. And I wanted to dedicate this evening's concert to a new angel who came into my family just 5 days ago. I had my first granddaughter. So her name is Zara, and
milk, wheat and vitamins enriched Horlicks.
When did you grow up? Stay in the car. What are you doing?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be done today.
Beta.
Yeah. Ma, it's my boss.